Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
You are on page number 81. Have you been to the page?
Yeah.
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The next question is, what animals are there whose leftover water is unclean? It means the animals, the leftover water of the dog, number one, the pig, number two, the pig, number three, the animals of prey, or of the cat if it drinks water immediately after it has eaten a rat or any other prey is unclean. So these four types, and fifth type, water from which a person takes drink immediately after he has drunk wine is also unclean. Okay, so the writer says these three types of leftover waters are unclean. Leftover of dog, leftover of pig, leftover of animals of prey. Do you know animals of prey?
Yeah.
Those animals which are carnivores, which eat meat. And number four, the leftover of cat, with a condition that it drinks water immediately after it has eaten a rat or any other thing, any other prey. And number five, water of a person im, who has drink water immediately after he has drunk wine. So these five types of leftover waters are unclean. Understand?
Yes.
Next question is, the leftover water of which animal is undesirable, makruh for use? So the difference between this question and previous question is that the previous question means that if you have done ablution or bath with that water, your salah, your namaz will not be considered as valid. And in this question, in which undesirable waters are asked, in this question, the salah will be valid, but its sawab will be decreased. Understand?
Yes.
The leftover water of the cat, with the condition that it has not eaten. In the previous question was it has eaten. In this question, it has not eaten the rat immediately before. So this leftover of cat, number two, the leftover of rat, the leftover of lizard, wild hen, filth-eating cow or buffalo, crow, kite, hawk, and all the forbidden animals is undesirable for use. So these are the animals if they have drunk from water, and the leftover of that these animals, if we use in ablution or bath, the ablution or bath will be valid, but it will be undesirable. Understand?
Yes.
The next question is, the leftover water of which creatures is clean? The leftover water of human beings and permissible animals such as the cow, goat, dove, and horse is clean. So these animals are and leftover of human being. These leftover waters are clean. We can do ablution and bath both from them. Understand?
Yes.
The next question is, which water turns unclean in the event of some uncleanness falling into it. Some uncleanness has fallen in water. Now, whether it is clean, the water, whether it is clean or unclean, answer all varieties of water turns unclean except these two types will not turn unclean. Number one, running water of a river or rivulet. Number two, standing water if it is in large quantity, as water in a big basin. This large quantity, I think the quantity of its largeness is given in the next question. Well, these two types of waters will not turn unclean if any uncleanness falls into them. Understand?
Yeah.
So the next question, what is the minimum quantity for the stagnant water to be treated at per with running water? What is the minimum quantity? Actually, running water, like the water of river or sea, does not turns unclean. Understand?
Yes.
So the writer says in this question that the running water never turns unclean. Now, what is the condition that stagnant water will not be will considered as unclean? So the stagnant water answer is stagnant water measuring 5 meters each in length and breadth is like running water. It means this measuring water will not be turned unclean if any uncleanness falls into it. Understand?
Yeah.
Any tank or basin of this size shall be treated as equivalent to running water. But it has one condition that its color, smell, and taste does not turn changed. Any two of these things. Understand?
Yeah.
If any two of these things are not turned, not changed, then this stagnant water will be considered as running water. It means whether any uncleanness has fallen into it, but we can do ablution and bath with that water. Understand?
Yes.
Mm. Well, have you seen open tanks of water in mosques there in America?
Yeah.
These are used in masjids, in mosques or not?
In the bathroom.
No, no, in mosque for wudu, for ablution.
Yeah.
That's I'm asking. That water is stagnant water, but it is measuring at least 5 meters in length and breadth. That's why it is permissible to do ablution with that water. Understand?
Yes.
So the next question: what other factors besides the mixing of unclean substance turn the water in small quantities unclean? Okay, if now it was we were considering some uncleanness in the before in the previous questions. Now any other thing except these uncleanness which turns the water unclean. So the answer is if a living creature such as bird, hen, pigeon, cat, or rat that can bleed falls down into the small quantity of water and dies there, the water turns unclean. It means if these things are fallen into water and also died, then the water will turn unclean. Understand? Small quantity of water, which is lesser than this 5 meters in length and breadth. Understand?
Yes.
The next question, when does the water of a big tank or pond turn unclean? It turns unclean if the taste, color, or smell of the unclean substance manifests itself in it. Understand? It means big tank which is measuring 5 meters in length and breadth or larger than it, then it will turn the water of its that tank will turn unclean when uh, anyone quality of these three from these three turns changed. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. आयशा पानी दे देना एक गिलास. Right. Next question, which are the animals that die in water but do not turn it unclean? No water turns unclean if the animals that are born and bred in water such as fish, frog, etc. or the creatures that do not have blood flowing in their veins such as flies, mosquitoes, wasps, lizards and ants die. If these type of animals are died in water, that water will not turn unclean. Understand?
Yeah.
So these are the questions, these are the conditions which are not, which does not happens usually. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, well water. Next question, next topic is about well water. Water of well. What things turn the water of the well unclean? If gross or light uncleanness falls in the well, or an animal with blood flowing in its veins falls in its water and dies in it, it is necessary that it dies, the water turns unclean. Understand?
Yes.
Next question, does the well water turn unclean if an animal falls into it but comes out alive? It depends on the kind of the animal. Well water turns unclean if the animal whose used up water is unclean, or the one with uncleanness stuck on it falls in the water. These two are the conditions. If the animal fallen into a well and came out alive, with these two conditions, water will turn unclean. Forbidden or permissible animals falling down into the water, this is the third condition, and coming out alive do not make the water unclean as long as we are not sure that such an animal has made water or shitted in the water. Understand?
Yeah.
So these are the three conditions which turns first two conditions turns the water unclean, and the third condition turns the water unclean if that animal has made water or shitted in the well. Understand?
Yeah.
Next question, what is the way to cleanse the well? Answer, if some unclean substance falls into the well, it will turn clean if its entire water is taken out. This is the way to cleanse the well, to cleanse the water, well water. That if some unclean substance falls into the well, it will turn clean if its entire water is taken out. Number two, if one human being, pig, dog, goat, two cats, or one animal of that size or bigger than that falls and dies in it, the entire water shall have to be drained to cleanse it. Number three, When an animal, big or small, flood with fluid blood falls and inflates or bursts in water, the well shall have to be dewatered completely. Number 4. If one pigeon, hen, cat or an animal of that size or smaller than that falls into it and dies but does not inflate or burst out, 40 buckets of water shall have to be drawn out. But number 5. If a rat, sparrow or any other creature of that size falls and dies in it, 20 buckets of water will have to be taken out. So it means in first three conditions, whole of the water will be taken out. The fourth condition, 40 buckets will be taken out, and the fifth condition, 20 buckets will be taken out to cleanse that well water. It is, however, desirable to take out 30 buckets in place of 20 and 60 buckets in place of 40. Next question: if a dead animal falls into the well, what is the Islamic injunction about it? The injunction in respect of the dead animal falling into the water is the same as for that of the living animal falling into the well and dying in it. Understand?
Yes.
We have learned about the animal which falls into the well and died in it in the previous question. The writer says if a dead animal falls into the well, it will be uh, considered, its condition will be considered same as a live animal falls into well and died in it. Understand?
Yes.
Into the well is the same as for that of the living animal fall into the well and dying. For example, if a dead goat falls into it, the entire water is to be taken out. If a dead cat falls into it, 40 or 60 buckets must be taken out. If, however, a dead rat falls into it, 20 or 30 buckets have to be drawn out. As same as the previous conditions in the previous question. Next question is what is the law if an inflated or burst out animal falls into the well? Now the animal is inflated or burst. The entire water has to be drained just as would be done in case a living animal had fallen, died, got inflated and burst in the well. It means if a dead animal which was inflated and burst fall, falls in the well, the entire water will be drained out. Next question: what is the law if a dead animal is found in the well but no one is sure about the time of its falling into the well? Answer is the water will be considered unclean from the time it is spotted there. Understand?
Yes.
The writer says that the water will be considered unclean from the time it is spotted. Why he says this, that from the time it is spotted there? Because the cleanness and uncleanness will be considered in validity of salah, in validity of ablution. If we say that the water is unclean from the time that animal has fallen in it, we do not know when when it fell into that well. So how many salahs, how many ablution will we do again? So the writer says, the Sharia says that it will be considered unclean from the time it is spotted there. When we see it, that's the time. From that time, we will consider that water is unclean. From before that time, the water will be considered as clean. And ablution, all ablutions, all salahs which were done with that water will be considered as valid. Now we saw that uncleanness in that well, we will consider that now the water is unclean, and any ablution or salah which is done, which is prayed after the ablution of that water now will be considered as will be not considered as valid. Understand?
Yeah.
Next question. Now, what is a type of bucket which is used to drain the all that water? What is the standard cycle for the bucket? The bucket in use on a particular well is to be taken as standard as far as that well is considered. The it means the writer says that the bucket which is used and in that particular well which is turned whose water has turned unclean, that bucket will be used to drain all water. Understand?
Yeah.
Next question. Whatever number of buckets is to be taken out, must they be taken out in one continuity or with intervals? Answer: taking out the water with intervals is also permissible. For example, if 60 buckets are to be drawn out, 20 may be taken in the morning, 20 in the afternoon, and the remaining 20 in the evening. It means we can drain out this water in intervals also. Understand?
Yeah.
Next question: are the ropes and buckets used in drying the water out to be considered clean or unclean? When the required quantity of water has been taken out, the well, the bucket, and the rope all become clean. Understand?
Yeah.
So this is all about Taleem Islam lessons book 2. Okay. Shall we start book 3 in the next class? Right?
Yeah.
Till then, Assalamu alaikum. Makala Haris. Makala Sal.
Okay. Ah, done.